Hello YouTube, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! And today I want to talk about role models in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! This came up because at the TCG Player 10K, after day one, Patrick Hoban went out drinking and ended up getting too drunk to come back and play day two, which is kind of a really sad story. I mean, first place was 3,200 and is one of the best players in the game. You have a very serious shot at winning some money, but anyway, he could not come back and compete in day two. But I mostly wanted to talk about like this sort of thing at the local level because I try to cater more towards casual locals and casual players and just try to stand up for the little guy, that sort of thing. So basically, people at locals who get really, really salty when they lose or say really, really obscene things about other players or other people or how they play the game, and just people who are really bad sports and just don't handle things really well. And like a lot of little kids and young teenagers come to these locals, and those they're going to look up to you. They're going to view you as some of the better players. They're going to want to talk to you. They're going to want your help and advice, and they're going to see how you act and how you behave. And if you behave poorly, then those kids are going to mimic that behavior, view that as what's cool to do, or just how Yu-Gi-Oh players act, and that's not what you want. Like, you want little kids to look up to you, and you want them to see classy people being good sports, and a lot of stores try to enforce that sort of environment. Like, they have signs up that say no obscene language, and they ban people who get really salty, who are really bad sports, because they want them to be family-friendly stores. And I really agree with that, and I think that that's a great thing when stores enforce that kind of policy, because it creates a better environment for the next generation of players and just makes people want to be better role models. Like, if you are really good and you top your locals just about every week, like back when I went to Kendallville, I haven't been there in a while just because I've been traveling so much to larger events, but I always tried to like help out people who would come ask me questions, ask my advice in their deck, and I'm by far from the best player or even a highly competitive player, but in that local environment, I was viewed as one of the better players there, and a lot of people looked up to me. And I wanted to um, exemplify like being a good sport and taking losses well, and just generally behaving in a civil, respectful manner. And I think that's really important that people's who regularly attend locals do, because it just creates a better play environment. So don't go out. I mean, I guess if you're a really high level player and you want to go out and get drunk or whatever, that's your business. But try to keep that kind of thing out of locals and try to just behave well in your locals. So this was inspired by the Patrick Hoban thing, but it's not really related to that. But just be respectful, be a good sport, and be a good role model, and try to help out newer players or younger players in the game. So if you agree with this, post down below. Maybe tell some stories of what you've done to help out in your local area. And peace out, YouTube.